Hello everybody, and welcome to a new episode of Willow's Archipelago. I am Miss Willow, and this is a modded Minecraft series where I play with my favorite mods and explore a full magical world filled with magic and mythical creatures to tame. Last time, I have been trying to gather materials needed to make myself an ice incubator to hatch my first baby dragon. Will I succeed in this episode? Watch the whole video to find out, and definitely enjoy and feel free to subscribe. As the morning sun rose, the first thing that I did was I started to do some strip mining down into the depths of the caves, trying desperately to find materials that could help me in my journey and quest to hatch my baby dragon. I surprisingly found a bunch of dragon fossils, which might come in handy with something very, very interesting in the future. After I returned home, I took a look at my garden really quick and then noticed something very strange on the bottom of the hill. I discovered two dragons, one being the shard that befriended me earlier in the last episode. Oh, you should see that. That was so adorable. I found him with another friend basking in the sunlight, enjoying the day. This was absolutely precious, and I wanted to take a closer look to see what these dragons looked like. One was bumpy and had these purple blotches all over him, and very muscular, strong-looking wings. He was a very interesting dragon. I wonder what type he was. The other one was the shard, which I'm actually very excited to maybe raise one day. Maybe, if I'm lucky. Maybe if I get that ice incubator. But I was just so happy to be up close to a dragon. They were so fascinating. And of course, I clipped inside the dragon, terrifying, and saw its eyeballs. So please, 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 pray for my sanity after that. Oh gosh. You see, I did not know if I had enough bookshelves to make Silk Touch, and I was very concerned about the cow situation. I could not find any cows near my home, so I had to gather a ton of sheep? Well, I didn't need the sheep, but the cows were interested. I wanted the cows to bring home to my island so that I could breed and raise them for food, for leather, and maybe as pets too, who knows. But I am going to need a constant source of raw meat in order to make dragon treats with, and I did not have any smaller animals on the island like chickens very easily accessible. So I struggled for many moments, and a good while, trying to clear out the sheep that were getting rid of the cows' interest, drawing the cows to my island, getting them across the water. It was a whole hassle, but I finally eventually got it. After I got the cows on the island, I needed a food source for them. I did not realize from the Pim's Harvestcraft that I could actually feed the cows rice and barley, except for whatever reason they would not follow it, as I don't remember that being the case in newer versions. See, I'm playing on an older version of Minecraft that I'm used to, 1.12.2, so all the newer updates to the mods happen to confuse me here and there. So, I thought it was smart for me to make a whole wheat farm to raise the cows. But later did I realize that I could hold wheat to lure the cows while feeding them a very more easily accessible product from the shaded gardens that were growing rapidly on my hill. The moment we have all been waiting for, the moment of joy has finally happened. I tried vigorously to enchant many items. I made tons of pickaxes, could not find Silk Touch anywhere in any of the drop-downs of enchantments I could choose from. But little did I know that one of the pickaxes ended up having an extra bonus enchantment on it, which happens to be Silk Touch. I looked at that in disbelief. I had to hover over it multiple times to really believe it and have it sink in. Oh, I saw that, and I lit up. I ran to the ice and immediately got started picking at it, getting as much ice cubes as I can to make my first dragon incubator that would actually work. I was so thrilled. My night was going beautifully as I was finally able to collect 26, 30, multiple ice cubes and blocks. So excited that I could finally make this one item that would allow me to raise my first baby dragon in this series. I was so ecstatic. I got home and I decided to make just as many of these incubators as I can in case I lost the ice. So I brought multiple water buckets and all the ice that I collected and made as many tier 1 ice incubators as I could. Oh, I was so excited and pumped to put my first egg in this incubator. I was so happy. I went outside, I placed it down next to the lava one, and they were beautiful. Oh my goodness, I made 4 of them, and they were gorgeous. Thing is, what I have to do is take the egg, put it in the incubator, and keep filling it up with water buckets or lava buckets to keep letting it go through its cycle, which meant that I would have to constantly be grabbing new water, putting water in, the water would be depleting very quickly, but I had to fill them up and make sure everything worked the way it was supposed to. This was such a treat. After that, I did my part gathering water and incubating all the eggs that I had in my inventory. I believe I might have had like 6 or 7, so I took turns filling everything and making sure that I had enough water supplied. Of course, I spilled a couple here and there, but I went back and forth and back and forth and kept filling up the incubators all the way to the top as far as they could fill. I wanted all these dragon eggs incubated as quickly as possible. As you can see, the little arrow next to the egg shows how far they are to becoming incubated, which would then mean I can place it down, name the dragon, and have a baby dragon successfully, and everything was going well. I was on my last buckets of water, I believe, when all of a sudden, the first dragon egg that I had became incubated. I was so excited. All of them slowly became incubated after that, and I collected them all swiftly and put them in a safe place. Happily enough, and if you watched my last episode, you would know that I collected some extra obsidian. I used some of that extra obsidian to create a nether portal. See, I was so excited to finally have incubated dragon eggs that I was willing to go out of my way, jump into the nether, and start many, many other journeys, getting a move on with the series in dramatic ways. The nether was one of them. It took a while to load the nether up. I was a little bit shocked, but the nether was absolutely interesting. I spawned safely in a wonderful little cubby where grass was growing? What? I was so shocked. I was like, what is happening? Why are there mushrooms growing and grasses? And is that magma blocks? What is going on? I recognized the flaming blossoms, or whatever they're called, so I made sure not to touch those because they would set me on fire. And even though it was very laggy, the nether apparently had many different types of vegetation, which was surprising to me, because usually the nether would be very barren. You see, the moment finally came. I did not know whether the dragon would fly away, so I had to roof up my house. I took a coral egg because I had 2 of them, so that would be the first dragon I hatched. I placed it down, named it Magpie. I thought that was so adorable. And you get to see, in just a moment, my first ever baby dragon hatched. I was so happy. This was one of the most exciting moments in Minecraft that I have ever experienced, and I was so shocked. This dragon was so tiny and so precious and so lovable. There she is! She's so beautiful, and she had these beautiful colors and spots, and when she hatched, she was automatically bored, and I found out that her preferred food is fish, which, having the other mods, one of the other mods gives you many, many different types of modded fish when you go fishing. So it was very hard for me to get salmon or cod, along with all these other really cool modded fish that I could fish up. So it did take me a long time to be able to feed this little baby dragon. But that did not stop me from exploring my dreams. After leveling her up a bit to level 6 with the dragon treats that I had, I went ahead and got busy fishing and fishing and fishing and fishing. I tested to see if she could eat the modded fish, and she could not. So it took me maybe 3 times as long to get, maybe longer, to get regular cod or salmon, which I realized did not seem to level her up as much, so I needed dragon treats in the future. It took too long for me to notice that. So, you know what? I ended up needing a lot more time on my hands. I felt like now that I had a baby dragon, I wanted to really amp up my game and level up my house. I added some different structural beauty to it, and added a new front entryway, which I loved, and I put the wall candles from the Christmas dungeon area on top of that, made some new stories so that I could have a shelving and storage room as well as a bedroom on top, so that I could utilize the bottom space with something different. So I got to work improving my house. I also went and found the furthest part of the island where there was a mountain, and created an entranceway to a possible baby dragon sanctuary. I wanted to create a little nursery that was themed for fire and ice, where I could have the little baby dragons that are too young to ride or fly, have a little cute place to grow up, and I could feed them on my spare time. I got some more fishing done, and I put some new improvements to my house, like some big lantern posts outside my front door from the Christmas dungeon. And I just wanted to take a really good look at Magpie. She was gorgeous, and she was so much bigger after I leveled her up. So, I fed her the 5 dragon treats earlier, and she's so much better, not better, bigger, easier to see, much better to see, in fact, and I could notice all the cool little speckles and colors and fun features about her. Oh boy, I was so excited for her to become a massive dragon that I could soar through the sky with. Then, I decided to do something drastic. I could not just have one baby dragon, I had all these incubated eggs ready to hatch. So, can you guess what I decided to do? I was the most excited to hatch the Gladius egg. So, I spawned in the female dragon egg, named her Gladiator, which I thought was a wonderful name for a Gladius. So Gladiator, I typoed it, but Gladiator was soon to be born. There she is. Beautiful, beautiful dragon, spawned from an egg that I found in the weird blue magical creepy forest. And I was so excited. This dragon looked absolutely epic. But she kept running away from me. I had to feed her. So she really liked the cooked steak and apples. Surprisingly, I already had cooked steak in my inventory. So I kept feeding her, and I didn't know why she wasn't growing. Serves my point where I might believe that dragon treats is the one best food that I want to feed them, so that they level up, get bigger, and I could fly them. I also went and hatched a baby Jingle Bells, which I named Joy. Oh my gosh, this dragon was absolutely precious. You'd want to hug it. Look at this. I'm about to go outside to my front door and show you little Joy. He is such a beautiful little dragon, and Jingle Bells is such an adorable name for the species. I love him. Wait, Miss Willow, why are you walking past Jingle Bells? Go on, show them Jingle Bells. Come on past Miss Willow, show them Jingle Bells, come on. So cute. Gladiator is running off, but Jingle Bells, come on, where are you going? No, don't go to the garden. No, Jingle Bells is right next to the door. Come on, let's skip there. Oh, poor Jingle Bells, poor little Joy, I forgot to show him off. But instead, I worked on that dragon nursery. I wasn't very proud of it, but I put 2 of the, little incubators on top, having one netherrack themed section and one ice themed section with the extra blocks that I used. Now I know that Silk Touch isn't too bad to find. I just needed a lot of levels and enchantment and everything, so I could probably make it again. So that ice I did not see as going to waste. Finally, I bred a ton of my cows and sheep, and finally got some new dragon treats, leveled up my little babies, as you could see there. Joy was sitting right next to Magpie, and I was just so happy. I had a bunch of baby dragons hatched, and you know what? I felt really fulfilled with this episode. So there we go. Let's see. So precious stuff. Oh my goodness. Then I got to work hatching all the rest of my eggs, except for the spare coral egg, which I might wait till much later. I spawned my reindeer dragon, Harvey. I watched him run around. He was so adorable. He fell off the stairs once, but you know what? He's okay. He's okay. He was cute. He is very, very, very energetic, though. And he likes carrots, which is good, because I had a carrot, and I could feed it to him. Cute little reindeer dragon. Then, I spawned my Hallow egg. It was a male, and I was very shocked to find that this dragon eats candy. Pumpkin pies and cakes, I believe, if I'm remembering right. But I named this one Credence. I felt like that was a fitting name. And he was so cool. Oh my gosh, Credence was amazing. The wings got glitched for a moment. But oh my gosh, this dragon had like a little pumpkin decoration, little Halloween theme. I loved him. He was adorable. The next thing that I decided to do was hatch the last egg, which surprisingly turned into a massive baby dragon. The rainbow dragon. Oh boy, this must become a dragon much bigger than the rest. I named her Gloria, and she was so much bigger than the rest of them. Oh my gosh. It was one of those rainbow dragons, which I kept looking at, loving it, in the plains. So Gloria immediately took well to the bedroom. So you know what? She likes it up here. She looked down upon all the rest. She is definitely the leader of all of them. She's so adorable. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this episode and you want to support this series and the continuation, do feel free to leave a like and subscribe. Comment what you think, what you want to see next time, any awesome ideas. I had a lot of fun during this, and I have 6 dragons hatched so far, which I absolutely adore. So, everyone is all happy at night now. Everyone is cozy and finding their own places. I found my own place amongst my procrastination, finally making some things happen. I got the moon and stars back in my world, which I could look at, and everything was beautiful. You guys have an amazing rest of your day, and look forward to the next episode coming out soon, hopefully. Bye, everybody, and have an epic day!